A mentor is a trusted advisor. There is a difference between a mentor and a counselor. A mentor is a trusted advisor. Emphasis, trusted. A counselor is a person who is trained to give guidance on personal or psychological problems. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ifechi Family. This video is inspired by a recent conversation or comment I made in somebody's video, and we discussed about mentoring. What actually made me to comment on that video was where I heard somebody saying that in marriage you have to have somebody that you report your spouse to. I objected to that statement, and I still do. You don't report your spouse to anybody. You can have a mentor. Reporting means that each time your spouse does something, I'm going to tell, maybe if it's your pastor or whoever that is the person that you think you are going to be reporting to. You go and tell them, my husband or my wife have done this, maybe something very trivial. When we start talking about something really, serious in marriage, of course, you cannot keep quiet. You need to share that. You need to discuss it. But when it comes to normal marriage issues, which we all have, even those of us who have been married for quite a number of years, we still have issues. It's not a time for you to go and start reporting your spouse to somebody else instead of dealing with that situation, instead of talking it through, instead of having a genuine conversation and try to understand what caused that problem. Going out all the time to go and report makes that marriage weak, because there are issues. Marriage is not a bed of roses. There are issues you can actually sort yourselves. But if it gets out of hand, then that's the place for mentor. And a mentor, what mentoring involves is a directed, focused conversation. It's directed at the issue in hand. Whatever the problem is, you can now, before you go to that, your mentor, it'd be a good idea to, obviously, if the spousal issue, both of you would have agreed that this is the person we look up to, or the couple we look up to. When there's an issue and you think that it's getting out of hand, and that both of you are not meeting up, are not agreeing on that, and you feel that this couple are trusted advisors, experienced. When I mean experience, it does not mean that they've been married. You can have a couple who are married for 40, 50 years, but somebody who has been married for 25 years will even have more experience, because it's not by age of marriage or by number of years of marriage. Some couples might be quite a number of years of marriage, but they still are not even able to manage themselves, never mind mentoring others. So you have to be very careful who you choose as your mentor, and also know that that person is trusted. Emphasis on that word is very important. You have to be somebody you trust. It's not somebody that you tell them something and tomorrow you hear it somewhere else. Or if the person is a pastor, next time you hear the pastor use that to preach. And maybe some people in the congregation may know that you are the person because they may know what is going on. A mentor should not be somebody who talks too much. It has to be somebody who knows that what you're discussing is confidential. Because once what you've discussed starts going out everywhere, it causes a lot of disrespect, obviously, for the couples that were mentored and the one mentoring them. Because everybody will hear it. There's in some churches in particular, some of these churches, people know each other's problem. That should not be the case. It should be somebody or couple that you trust. And ideally, the couple would have been ones that you look up to. Not that they don't have any issue, because no couple, nobody Even as I am, I know I've been married for so many years. I cannot say that we are now free of trouble or conflicts. No. But how we handle it now is so different to how we used to handle it before. That's the difference. And that's why we can feel able to mentor others. You give them examples of how the issue, because 9 out of 10 times, the issues that coming up with, you've already gone through that before. You can now advise them. I've actually had that problem before. This is what I did. This is what we did. Again, you're just advising them. You're not telling them to do that. It's up to them to decide. Oh, since it worked for them, and I see how their marriage is, I admire this couple. Since this worked for them, why can't we try it? In my video, one of my videos, I listed 5 questions that you regularly ask each other as married couple. If you have not seen that video, I'm going to link it to this video. That video is very important. Those 5 questions are very important. There are things that we overlook because we think, oh, we'll be married for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and above years. But those questions will shock you when you ask each other those questions. The answer will shock you. So let us always be working on our marriages. Mentorship in marriage is very important, but it's not every single thing that you have to run to them, and don't use the word, I'm going to report you to so and so, because that becomes a child's play. You can go together. The couple may decide that, oh, okay, the man will speak with the husband separately. The wife can speak with the wife separately and tell her how she has had that issue before, what she did and how it helped. And the man will do the same. It doesn't mean that they will accept it all, because if we are all so different, some of us are very hot-tempered and some of us are cool-headed, so it may not work for them. At least you have shared what has worked for you. So let us have somebody or a couple that we look up to, that we can go for mentoring, if either before you get married or while you're in marriage, is very important. But don't always threaten your spouse that you're going to report them to this person or to that person. No, it's like talking like a boy or a girl. Marriage is for 2 adults. Try as much as possible to sort your issues out yourself. Most of the issues in marriage can actually be sorted out. But obviously, when it comes to physical or even verbal violence, then seek help immediately. There's no point in wasting time. But when it's just things, basic things, maybe, oh, he's not bringing enough money, oh, he's not helping with cleaning the kitchen, oh, he's not helping with taking the dustbin out, and all the rest of it, oh, come on. You can sit down and discuss those ones. See how you're going to do it. If both of you are working, you might decide to get helper or somebody that will help you in the house, around the house. If your children are young and they're not able to help and you're so busy, find a way, find a balance. Communication becomes very important. 2 of you talk about it and decide ways around it. The only time that you start taking your issues out will be in serious situations where both of you are not agreeing and you think that your mentor will be able to, come into this and give you advice. Remember, trusted advisor. All the mentors are doing is just to advise. They're not going to force you to try what they have tried, but they will share with you how they've done it and it works for them, and it's up to you to decide if you want to try it. I think I've done justice to this. It's just a quick video I just want to make to clarify this issue of mentorship in marriage, to say that yes, it's very, very necessary. It's helpful for you to always, if there's something you think, hey, we can't agree on this. We have tried to talk through this, we can't. And then that trusted advisor, who is your mentor, will be able to come in and talk to you on a level, the same level that you're not afraid of them. You just talk to them on the same level. That way it's easier for you to communicate to your mentor, and the mentor will allow one person to talk at a time, maybe the wife to talk first. And when the wife is talking, the mentor will beg the husband, please, Even if you think, because sometimes they want to say something because they think that their spouse is telling lies or not telling the truth or not saying it as it is. But ask them to cool down. Give them a piece of paper to jot down things that they think that they're saying wrong. Let them jot it down so they don't forget. But they must not talk when another person is talking. When the wife, always give the wife chance to talk first. When the wife finish talking and you ask them, have you finished? Yes, okay. Over to you, the husband. And then tell the wife, please, when you are talking, your husband was quiet. I want you to be quiet. Even if there's anything that he's saying that you don't agree with, please do not interrupt him until he finishes. And when they both spoken, you can now, based on what they've said, give them advice and leave it there. And probably if you think it's something that needs to be revisited, you can now plan to meet again, maybe in a month's time or in 3 months' time, to see what you advise them, if they've implemented it or not, or if it has worked, or if there's any other, they've figured out other things that they've done that worked for them.